Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Littlebigplanet Talk Show. I'm your host, Goldie, and this is my assistant right here, Anastasia. Oh, actually, it's supposed to spell out Anastasia. You know, Anastasia. You kind of misspelled that. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I keep forgetting that. That's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Anyway, so if you're wondering what the show is, well, I'm glad to tell you this. Let me explain. The show's main premise is we get to meet all the main curators from around the galaxies and getting to know what their interesting events were. Something so sparkling that made them so successful in life. That's right, getting to learn about what their special purpose is, what their favorite event was, and so on. It's going to be so cool when we get to meet all of them. Now, Anastasia, don't get too sad now. There's only a few people that just came in, so let's all welcome them to our first airing of tonight's show. Yay! Our first guest here comes from a land somewhere far away called the Land of the Odd. Lives in a planet called Carnivalia. Please welcome Maria Nosette. Why, hello, welcome to the show. Great to meet you. Oh, here, please take a seat right here, just right there. Well, thank you so much for joining us for today. How are you doing today, Marianne? You seem to be very confident about that. Now, we're going to ask you some few questions about your personal lifestyle. So, first question, how does it feel to be a curator from Carnivalia? Oh yeah, that's like one of my passions. Is to make anything that's trash into beautiful, useful mechanisms that I like to call inventions and artifacts of art. Well, that's a wonderful and a humble statement you have. So, second question, how does it feel to be lucky to have the only one and the only creative mind? Like, say, you like to make a lot of trash and antiques into beautiful artifacts and landscapes. So, speaking of which, why do you do that? Is that one of your passions of creativity? Well, such an honest opinion right there. Wonderful thing to see a lot of people with weird talents grown into something more incredible every day and nowadays. Oh, I wish I could understand what she has. Alright, final question. What are your opinions on the puppeteer now? Like, before and after he became evil and stuff. Now, I hear that he has a change of heart, right? Ah, understandable. Very understandable. Well, I really enjoyed our talk, and we hope that you make it home now. So, thanks for your time with us. Wow, thanks so much for joining us. Get home safe. Wow, what a special person that we just met. She was so cool. Surely. What a unique person that we just met, really. Alright, on to our next guest, who comes from a planet called Bumcum, and who is a upcoming inventor, as he calls himself, really. Alright, so I'd like you all to give out your welcome applause for our next guest, Nitten Bird. Oh wow, you look so handsome right there. Oh, okay, I did not expect that. Okay, sorry, I just got carried away. Alright then, Anastasia. Alright then, before we start, we'll be right back after these little ads we've gotten. show. You've just arrived just in time for our next person that we'll be talking about for today. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Just at the right time, too. Yep, that's right there, Anastasia. Now, while you were all out, we've got in touch with our next one here, and he actually is here right now. Well, not being the curator himself, but he is willing to just join us for today. Please welcome aboard Nitten Bird. Oh, hi! Thank you so much for coming in here. Please, take a seat right there next to us, right here. Thank you so much there for coming in here. I know it was a very short notice, but we are so happy to have you here on tonight's show. Oh, well, that's so wonderful to hear. Now you're here today because we are going to be asking you some few questions for a live show. If you're ever interested in those questions, that is. First question, was it really true that you were behind all of this whole thing by releasing the Titans and basically almost destroying the Bumpkins' hearts by stealing all the creativity there is today? Oh, what a touching story there, Mr. Hood. I understand what you've gone through, even though your actions were pretty unforgivable. But I'm very glad that you changed your ways and moved on from that heinous crime of yours. And of course, everyone deserves a second chance in life. I actually have a question. I have a pretty, very personal question I'd like to ask. Is it possible that you're single at the moment? Anastasia, what on earth are you asking? That is a very personal matter just to say that out loud, even in front of our guests. Sorry, I just wanted to know. Not for any particular reason. Anyway, next question. What got you so inspired by doing a lot of inventions back from when you came from? Is that like a little hobby that you do, or is that a personal passion you've got? Oh, well, that's very nice to hear. All right, it's time for our final and the biggest question of them all. So, the fandom has treated you like a bad guy, but they all seem to treat you like a good guy. What do you think of yourself at the moment? You know, after that whole stuff that happened to you before and everything else, do you still consider yourself a good guy, even though people still think that you're a villain? Well, I apologize if that came out a little too offensive. We just all wanted to know the full story and all, but it seems like you answered very well tonight. Well, it seems like our clock has been rung already. Thank you so much for our talk. We really appreciate you stopping by here. Now get home safe, and thank you so much for joining the show. Aw, Sugar Plums, I didn't even get his number. It's all right there, Anastasia. Mistakes happen all the time for everyone. Now, before we wrap up today's episode, we have here one more person to talk to. But first, a commercial break will be indulged here. So we'll be right back, everybody. Yeah, don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. Here we are. We're on our way to our next guest for tonight. As you can see, it's only just me right now because Anastasia went off before we even started, so I didn't even know exactly as to where she went. I guess I'm going to be doing most of the talking for this one here. So our very last guest comes from a land known by Craft World. And of course, she comes from a place known by the Asylum. And it is one of the most beautiful places you may have ever may see before in your own eyes. A place where she comes from is a forest, but it's full of hospitality and nurturing, of course. Let us all give our round of applause for our newest guest, Sylvia Paragorisha. Is that how you spell your name? I don't know, I can't spell. Welcome aboard now. Take a seat right here. Thank you so much for coming aboard on tonight's show. Hi, it's so good to see you there, Eve. We were all pretty excited since you brought our invitation to the show. So, Eve, you're here today because I'm about to ask you some few questions for the live audience. The first question, what is it like for you to be the nurse of your own place, having to take care of all the patients and giving them so much help and aid that you can? Well, I did hear a lot of stories that you basically help those in need of either illness or sickness with all the powers of love that you carry throughout your forest. Second question. What is it like for you to be part of the alliance of Craft World? Do you think it's stressful than what you normally do? Oh yes, the alliance. Speaking of which, this one is a very important and a very personal question that people of the community wanted to know for too darn long. So, question number 3, and the most important thing of them all is this. Is it true that you and Clive Hansel are a thing? Like, basically, canonically, a couple. A complicated situation, whether it is even official or if it's not. How mysterious and how romantic it is. Well, it seems to me that our time has already ran out. It's time for you to go now. So thank you so much for joining in for tonight's show. And we will see you later if we can. Bye-bye now. Oh man, it's already over? I went to the bathroom and she's already gone. I didn't even get the chance to meet her. Well, there you have it, folks. That was our show. Thank you all so much for joining us for today as we discuss our little questions with some curators of the Imagispare. It was a lot of fun, so I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.